All right, welcome into the 305 guys here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports, just fixing the mic here. We've got Alex Donno. You can follow him at Alex Donno. We're going to talk a little bit of Dolphins today. We apologize, but they won last week. So we appreciate everybody following us here. Hit like, subscribe, turn the notifications on. That helps all of our people. Plenty of Dolphins content here, as well as Heat content, Inter Miami content. They're deep in the playoffs and more. So make sure that you check that out. Sponsored here by Prize Picks. Use the code 5 FIVE. Put down your $5. You get $50 to play right away. Prize Picks, the official fantasy sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Very, very simple to sign up. If you see another code there, delete that one. Add 5 FIVE. Put down those 5. Get that 50 in lineups. And again, you'll be ready to play right away. Legal in the state of Florida. You can play across the sports spectrum. Plenty to play tonight. Heat up in New York, playing the Knicks. No Bam, no Tyler, no Brunson. We'll see how that plays out, but plenty still to get into on the app. All right, let's talk Dolphins. Dolphins are in Spain. You hit on this before the show. Under 500 in any language. So,
do you want to be 3-7 or 3-7? They are both of those things.
3-7. They've entered the soft part of the schedule. Well, I don't know. They've had some soft parts of the schedule, but they were the soft part of the schedule for other teams. So
for Cleveland, they were the soft part of Cleveland's schedule.
They were looking back. Coming off a win, Mike McDaniel's trolling people at the elbow room. I don't know. Jalen Phillips had the game of his life in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how do we feel about this? I mean, it feels like they're going to basically promote from within the GM position. They're probably going to hold on to McDaniel. They can't really do anything with Tua right now. It just feels like a holding pattern. I mean, most of the rookies that Greer drafted are in the bottom 5 in the entire league at their positions. In terms of being, rookies are playing, so it's not like we're expecting some major pop from their young players. They basically are Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, and what?
Sometimes Tua.
and Brooks, I guess.
Yeah, Brooks is having a great year. Yeah.
I mean, what else? What else are they? What is there for us to hold on to right now? Like, what is this about? Like, if they win 3 of their next 4, then what? What are we talking about here?
I mean, I think the concern would be, because I'm of two minds with this. I firmly believe, especially in football. I mean, you could say this about any sport, but it's especially true in football with how important mentality is, with the physicality that comes with it, that there is value in winning. Like, there is value, even, some people would say, hey, if you're going to win 6 games, you might as well win 0. I don't. Football people always push back on that, because they say in culture building, there's always value in winning some games. It's good for your mentality. It's going to be good for the locker room, may carry over into next year. But the big fear that Dolphin fans have, and this fear is very much founded, because, you've got a team owner that gets way too distracted by temporary success. The big fear is, okay, we fired Chris Greer, and I give him credit for that, because that had to be done. So I'm not going to take that credit away, right? The guy had been with the organization for the exact timeline of when the team stopped winning, like 24, 25 years. That exactly coincides with when we stopped winning playoff games ever. So, and
I mean, for the luck alone, right? Like, just make the move, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, firing Greer had to be done. So I give Stephen Ross partial credit for that. But, I think we had all assumed, and that came right after the Ravens game, bad game on Thursday night. They fired Chris Greer. I think we all assumed, okay, like, this is a sign that he's going to blow it up, which is, I think, what every Dolphin fan wants and what every Dolphin fan deserves. But the vibes since that time has been, well, you know what? That might have just been the sacrifice. Chris Greer was the sacrifice. He still really likes McDaniel. He still really likes Tua, although the Tua contract makes it complicated. He doesn't have as much of a choice with that. And, he still, he really likes Champ Kelly, the new although they did fire a couple of longtime scouts as well. So I give them credit for that.
But that makes me think that maybe that's something Champ Kelly's wanted to do. Like, you don't fire the scouts, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that feels to me like he's keeping him. I honestly, we got Alfredo's comment here, and let's put this. The best rookies are the later draft picks. Jordan Phillips, Dante Trade, Ollie Gordon. As for the front office, the 3 guys they fired constitutes the entire front office minus Brandon Shore. Right, Brandon Shore's still there. He's kind of
Yeah.
there. Andy Ellisberg.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's the half measures that scare people, and it's the half measures he always does. And I just don't see the high end talent on the roster. Who's going to develop into blue chips? Like, how many blue chip players do they have on this team? I mean, can Waddle be a blue chip player? I mean, A-Chain's a blue chip player now. On that offensive line, is Patrick Paul going to be a blue chip player? Then you go to the defense. I mean, there was hope for a while that Phillips would be.
Yeah.
That didn't pan out. Sealer has not had a great year.
No, since he got the big money, all of a sudden in the tank.
I mean, the secondary, is there a blue chip player there? I mean, I don't see one. Minka, I don't. I mean, that's what I'm getting at. Like like, where is the high end guys? It feels like they're kind of filled in now. They maybe have some depth pieces going forward, but who are the guys that are going to take this thing to the next level? It feels like a further gutting was in order. I don't know. I don't think you can half measure it with a roster, and I don't think you can half measure. And again, I know the Tua contract makes it complicated, but I don't think you can half measure it with the front office. And as far as Mike goes, like, I don't know. There's been a lot of things in sports lately, and I like McDaniel, but there's been a lot of things in sports lately that like have felt inevitable, and they've just taken a long time to actually play out. Like, I'm thinking about like in Dallas with Nico Harrison and other stuff like that, where it's like, like I'm watching the Memphis coaching situation because I run that website, the Grizzlies. I'm like, that's not going to last. Like, there's just certain situations you're like, okay, this is going to play out a certain way. And it's really hard for me to see a way that Mike reverses all this. Like, how is that going to, so with
I
what?
don't see it.
No, right? And how much time is he going to be given to do it? Because I don't think they're going to have the talent in place by next year to be seriously competitive. They're not going to do all that in one offseason. They don't have enough resources to do it.
Nope.
And so you're going to go into a team next year that's most likely worse than the team that Mike took into the year before this one, right? This year, I didn't have real high hopes for them, but some people thought they could win 10, 11 games if everything broke right, if Tua was healthy. I think I had him at 9.
He's been healthy so far, and it's still not working.
Correct. So I guess I get back to that. I'm like, okay, what is going to change between now and then? I mean, now Mike's talking about getting the rushing attempts up. Like, we're in year 4, right? Like, this is conversations we've had for a long time.
And I'm all for that, by the way, because this team is obviously at their best when they're running the football. I don't know why it took a Tyreek Hill injury to figure that out.
Well, it took Tyreek Hill injury, and it seems like Mike's back against the wall, and maybe somebody has said that to him. I don't. Yeah. I guess what I'm coming to is that there's a lot of things that are happening now that the fans and the media have been saying for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins just feel slow. It's like it's too late, I think. Now, I mean, and I'm going back to previous Dolphin seasons where everybody got fooled. Like there was a run late in one of Flores's years. Then you go to Saban's first year, where they started 3-7. They won their last 6, just missed the playoffs. Like, I feel like they do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
they do. They do.
Right? And all they do is burn draft position.
Yeah,
and
all we do is draft 18th every year.
Right. Madrid, okay, it's nice. I've been there. It's cool.
But and let me say something on that, because it really I understand that, we as fans should be able to separate the business side from the football side, that this doesn't all just get stirred together in some pot. Mm-hmm. But the optics and the dumb PR that come out of this Dolphins organization never ceases to amaze me, because you're talking about a football team that's 3-7 right now, 3-7, and a team that's been mediocre or bad for the last 25 years. And then this article comes out today. Was it Forbes? Like the original, everybody's aggregating it, so I can't remember where it originally came from. But of course, the Dolphins are in Spain this week, taking on the Commanders in Madrid. And this article comes out of Tom Garfinkel, who's, of course, he's on the business side of it. And again, I understand as a fan, we should be able to separate. There's a business side and there's a football side. But when the business side starts going on and on about how, we want to be the team of the Spanish-speaking world, and we want to play a game every year. We want to play a game in Spain and a game in South America. First of all, you're talking about giving away a home game every year. That really makes the fan base happy, and the season ticket holders, I'm sure that makes them feel great. But then you're going on and on about your marketing plan. It's bad optics to me. Like when you're making these grandiose claims about you want to be the team of the Spanish-speaking world. All fans are going to hear when they hear that is, okay, well, why is the team 3-7 right now? Like, can we focus on fixing the football side before you? Because listen, I think whether you're in Madrid or you're in Bogota, I think you understand this team is Tres y Siete. You're trying to make this. You're trying to make this the team of the Spanish-speaking world. Make the team good before you start making proclamations like this.
Yeah, and it is. I understand exactly what you're saying. It is complicated sometimes for the marketing and business side. Like, for instance, I know the Heat have struggled with this a little bit, like the whole Heat culture thing on the court, which was just a bad idea for the very beginning. Because it's hard to talk about being the most disciplined, hardest working, toughest to play against team when your team, when Jimmy Butler's quitting in the corner. And that's kind of where they were last year. And but now this year it's like, well, now we got Vice back, but the team's good. The team's interesting. The team's fun. The team's flashy. Okay, then it all sort of comes together. I'm sympathetic to what the business and marketing sides have to deal with. I'm not sympathetic to the Dolphins seeming to try to cover up the lack of winning with everything else. And that is again, that's not Garfinkel's fault.
No.
But the optics on it are not great, as you said. The fans don't care about anything but winning. And by the way, there are a lot of Spanish-speaking people here. I don't know if anyone's noticed. And you could absolutely make the Dolphins the Spanish. I think the Heat have made much more progress with them with the Spanish language crew down here than the Dolphins have. But I understand it, but it all gets back to they're in this cycle. And this is what I've said over and over. It has to be infuriating to some inside there, particularly those who are on the marketing business side and are trying to push the team and aren't really given anything to work with. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's not their fault, but the Panthers have done what they've done and that the Heat continue to do what they've done. How many times over the last 25 years have the Heat hit a little valley and popped right back up, and they appear to be doing it again, and the Dolphins are still that has to be for those who don't have any control over the football side, but are affected by the success or failure of the football side. It has to be infuriating. Like they're just not.
Look at Robert Kraft, right? Like he's obviously he's maybe the most successful owner of all time, but you could have said, oh, we had Brady and Belichick. Well, that team is now really, really, really good again without Brady or Belichick and Bob Kraft is the common denominator. Bob Kraft, he has his other hobbies, he likes to get the massages and stuff, but I don't hear Robert Kraft talking about we want to be the team of the French speaking world or so. Like Robert Kraft wants to win Super Bowls. Like that's what he's focusing on. As
is the case in Pittsburgh, and as in the case as has been in the case in Philadelphia, and as has been the case in Kansas City. It has the main thing. Look, I'm going to use a Riley saying, which by the way now Jimmy's using out in Golden State. Keep the main thing the main thing. And it just doesn't seem like with the Dolphins they ever know what the main thing is. I'm not blaming the marketing and business sides for the hand that they've been dealt. They got to do the most that they can with it. That's
true. I mean, it's there. Like none of the people on the marketing side are the people in charge of making draft picks. So that's right. So their job is to do what they're doing.
None of them scouted Cam Smith, okay? So that's not their fault, okay? But somebody did, and whoever that somebody is has to be held accountable, whether it was Greer or someone else. And that's where they're at right now, and it's just very hard to get excited. The single biggest problem they have is that no fan can go into a season believing any hype of any kind, right? Like that's the thing. Like nobody can go into any season thinking, okay, this time they've got it right. I saw that. I saw that. Well, they did get a good win against who they just beat somebody, didn't they? They beat the Bills, didn't they?
Yeah, that was a good win. They beat the Dolphins for what that the Bills couldn't do that.
I mean, Dolphins beat Atlanta, I guess. The Patriots should not have passed the Dolphins to the degree they passed the Dolphins, considering the rut that the Patriots themselves had to get out of. They made a coaching change. They drafted the right quarterback, it appears, and they've built around it smartly with some low price free agents, and they're sort of back in the mix now. The Dolphins are hard to talk about again until they figure out what is it we're hanging our hat on. What is our style? Who are our players going forward? Who's picking them? How are we going to align? Is the coach going to use them the correct way? Is he going to get the plays in on time, or is he just going to be trolling elbow room? There has to be some seriousness about this. And the big story the past couple of weeks has been taking the Papa shot out of the locker room. There has to be something else. What are you selling? And the whole Spanish language thing. It'd be nice if they got some Spanish language music in the stadium instead of whatever they're playing from 1970. They need a whole identity makeover at this point. And it was funny because I really liked the jerseys that they were wearing, the ones what they call the dark ones,
the midnight blue.
Yeah, but they reminded me of the whole Heat Vice thing, to be honest. I mean, it's they need something that is theirs, but it has to start with football. And the rest of this stuff is just, this just means we got to get up earlier on a Sunday morning is pretty much all we're doing here. I mean,
by the way, I give a lot of respect to the people of Spain, Broham included, all the citizens. So over here, we love giving away regular season home games to other countries. Now, the people in charge of La Liga in Spain, they were trying to send, a regular season game to Miami. And then the people revolted, why are you giving regular season games that belong to this country away to other countries? Now, they're more than happy to take our NFL game because Roger Goodell is more than happy to give those up. But it's like, man, and again, I'm not a season ticket holder with the Dolphins, so I don't know how that affects prices. But I feel like if I was a season ticket holder, I'd be pretty upset if they're giving home games away to other countries every year. That wouldn't make me very happy. So I respect the people of Spain for being unwilling to give up their regular season games to America. Over here, we give them away like candy. Take another. You want the Jaguars in London every year? No, mate, we don't want them in London every year. Take them anyway. Take the Dolphins in Spain, whatever. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this either. But then again, you don't have to watch them lose. So at home, that's probably good. So it's a 4-hour tailgate to watch them lose. All right, so let's get to it. The Commanders have been a little disappointing this year, obviously, and the Daniels injury has played into that. What are we thinking for this game? Dolphins going to win and irritate everybody? I feel like that's what's coming, right?
Well, it's one or the other. It's either a dominant win or a humiliating loss. This is not there's no way this ends 24-21 Commanders on a game-winning field goal. This is either the Dolphins get baptized, 31-3, or the Dolphins go out there and beat them 38-7. It's either one of those things. It's either a blowout win or a blowout loss because that's the way this team rolls. I'm leaning towards they win this game though.
Unfortunately, I am too, and I don't think that's necessarily a great thing. But I just feel like that's where this is headed. That they are going to figure out. They've simplified things a little bit. They're running the ball better, and I think that it's almost like Mike is better when he has fewer options. I sort of think they're gonna rip off a couple wins here, and we're gonna regret the hell out of it. Later on draft night. And I'm with Simon on this, by the way. Listen to 3 yards per carry. They should be absolutely just tanking this thing.
Yeah, they should.
But they're not. All right, we use the code Prize Picks.
Real quick, though, I see the question from Alf. Alf is going to the Canes. Miami NC State game.
Should be nervous.
I mean, you should always be nervous about offensive inconsistencies and self-destructive penalties because we've seen enough of that with the Hurricanes. I don't feel like they have any business losing this game, though. NC State's defense is really bad. They're terrible on third down. They're terrible in coverage. CJ Daniels, one of Miami's top receivers, should be back for this game. But then on the flip side, Miami's got a big defensive injury. Keontae Scott, who's been their top cornerback, the nickel, he's going to be out. So that's a bit of a blow. But I think they can get pressure on CJ, CJ Bailey, the quarterback of NC State. So again, like Miami should win. The question is always, are they going to commit double-digit penalties, and are they going to turn it over too many times? All things being, equal in a vacuum, Miami should win the game. But yes, Alf, you should be nervous because it is a must-win game. So you should always be nervous.
Well, my feelings on this. I don't trust the late game decision making on the sidelines. So we'll see.
Yeah, we hope it doesn't come to that.
I shouldn't have to be worried about that. Anyway, Alex, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, Alf from 3 Yards Per Carry jumped in here. Make sure to check out 3 Yards Per Carry. That's on the YouTube channel here as well. We'll have coverage of Heat Knicks tonight. We've got Tiffany Meeks up in New York at the Garden. I'll be on the post-game show here on the channel. And we'll have coverage on SI as well on our On SI sites. Have a good one, everybody.
See ya.